So Phil, tell us how TigerBite came about.
So we had an engineering business going into COVID. There was lots of skilled people with knowledge of cutting tough materials and using different materials from manufacturing torque tools for years, and they'd gone very quiet. So we utilised them to design and produce our first mini crusher.
So essentially what we've done also is we found a gap in the market, didn't we? We recognised that recycling was an industry that we wanted to go into, and with the knowledge and the skills that we had within the business, in utilising those skills, we looked for a niche product, our own niche product.
Yeah, exactly that. We'd always worked for other people manufacturing their designs, and we needed something to sort of kick off our own brand and make our own and really get behind.
And what what we've done with the research and development before we started making the product was to understand what the customer needed. I think it's fair to say over the last 5 years that's what we've focused our time on, isn't it? In TigerBite. And with the first crusher that we produced, the TigerBite 400, the niche for that product was size, compactness, and accessibility. So it needed to be something
as well, didn't they?
Yeah. So it needed to be something that fit in through a garden gate.
Yeah.
Idea being you recycle your waste on site rather than paying for it to be removed, and also creating a very usable aggregate for the projects. So it had to be something that was narrow, it had to be something that was compact, powerful, and
does a job, solves a problem.
Solves a problem, yeah. I think one of the challenges we had when we first started was that crushers had a difficult reputation, and crushers are normally a bigger size, and they're sat on quarries. So one of the difficulties I think we faced was educating the market that we had
we're here,
a product that we could actually benefit you, and it's been really encouraging seeing that grow over the last 5 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be a part of. And off from hiring the crusher out, we get interaction with customers like face to face and good feedback, and also how to improve and get better. So it's been
during the design stage. Do you remember the time we went out to when we made our first machine and we took it out to compete against some of our competitors?
Yeah.
And I think that was a turning point for us, wasn't it? To realise that the engineering that we put into it really did shine against other machines.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a horrible October day, pretty much like today.
Yeah, wet, drizzly,
cold. But that really kicked us on, didn't it? And it also kicked us on for new designs and what the market really needed. I think the feedback that we really had with mini crushers as such was that they're not reliable. They don't. They're not really cost effective.
Yeah.
And I think we based our design around that, didn't we? Making it so that.
Yeah, we come back with a big wish list, didn't we, from that day, and how to improve and get better. So.
And coming a long way with the design of the 425. I think, we were the first one in the mini range to design a movable jaw whilst it's crushing. I think that was one of the pain points from customers, wasn't it? Yeah. And it's made our crusher unblockable. Yeah. Which is a game changer in the market, isn't it? Because it takes that reputation away. Yeah. For being unreliable and constant blockages, time consuming. And it's been exciting. We've had projects where we've seen houses being recycled and reused and repurposed. Yeah, whole house put through it in a day. So it's been good. When we first designed it, we didn't expect that, did we?
No, definitely not.
We were kind of tipping into the unknown, weren't we?
Yeah.
And to see, it's always been a passion of ours, isn't it, to see the customers' feedback and also, the results of what our design can do.
Results driven, and get seeing a happy customer at the end of the day means a lot.
Yeah, so. And I think going forward, that education process is going to continue across the world. With the distributors that we're bringing on board. Yeah. We recognise that it's it's a machine that we want to fit into the higher market. We're competing against your usual standard traditional methods of waste removals like grab lorries, skips, which are expensive, but also buying aggregate in. So this machine, it's educating the industry that on a standard sort of 30-ton job, you could save money. You could save over £1,600, which it's encouraging, isn't it, when the phone rings and the customer tells us.
Yeah, they tell us our sales pitch,
yes,
and we get it. Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear. So when we drop a crusher off, how does that work on site, and how does it actually save the customer money?
So we start by looking at the problem the customer has, and essentially this is where our mini crusher really comes into play. Is if you look at a target market, for example, landscaping, general building work, maybe extensions. There is a need during the building stage to remove waste from the area.
So when there's like a demolition or a knockdown or something like that, that's where you would say it really comes into its own.
Yes, especially when there's tight access. So it really, when you look at a typical job, a typical customer of ours now, which we've established over the years, rear of a property, you've got a wall being knocked down for an extension with slabs and blocks being lifted up within the garden area, and typically what would happen is that waste would be removed either through wheelbarrows, old-fashioned ways, or skid loaders, and moving it to the front of the building, paying for waste removal to take it away.
So that's labour
intensive, machine rental costs, and what we recognise with our machine and where it really comes into play is the size of the product that it produces. So, typically on a building project and on landscaping projects, type 1, which is 40 mil down to dust, is a product that's used on site to rebuild an area. And our machine can produce that, albeit it can't be classified as that because it's recycled, but it does produce an alternative, which is acceptable to use as backfill, or as a sub base for a landscaping project. So the benefit of using the crusher is you're not only removing the waste away, removing the cost of waste removal, but you're also generating your own product. And the way that works is that you take your bricks, your concrete, and you put it through the jaws of the crusher, and as it passes through the crusher, it produces 40 mil product down to dust. Off a conveyor into an area of your choice. So you could essentially be putting it through the crusher as you're lifting it up. So it's saving manual handling, it's saving time, it's saving the costly traditional waste removal.
The labour intensity of moving it from the back of the house to the front of the house to get a grab lorry, and then whatever you get dropped back still has to go from the front of the house to the back of the house. So
exactly.
It's double save.
Exactly. And when you look at a typical project, so if you look at an extension maybe with a garden refurb, you are looking at plus 30 tonnes of material. That would be 2 grab lorries worth. That's £700. If you're buying that material in, that's £40 a tonne of type 1. That's then costly. You're looking at up to £2,000 in costs to remove that and bring it back in, and then you've got the time consumed within moving that aggregate around. Whereas the TigerBite can crush 30 tonnes comfortably within a day's period. Now, if you're hiring the machine, that's £240. So when you're looking at cost, there's no comparison on the efficiency and the cost effectiveness of the machine. But then also when you're looking at labour, that 30 tonne can be produced by one person. So you're also reducing the labour as well. Not suitable for all applications. Sometimes speed is of the essence. So if it's at the front of a property and you've got access to typical standard traditional waste removals, if speed is the process, then sometimes that is the option. But certainly where there's tight access, rear of properties, cost savings.
That's where it comes into its own.
And the good thing I think the important thing with the TigerBite is how easy it is to use. It's not too technical to use. We've got hire companies, the national hire companies now are cross-hiring us through to their customer base.
Do you think that's still because they're a bit twitchy about looking after crushers on their own?
They do still have, I mean, they're let's not forget they are working hard. You know, from day one, these machines are smashing concrete, smashing stones. We can't always guarantee what's been put through the crusher. As much induction as we do, you know, there are going to be times where the customer may try to put something through that it's not designed to do, but you know, that's part and parcel of helping us improve the machine. You know, we'll always look at the materials that we use, the design, so how we can strengthen it. And I think, you know, we've benefited from that, haven't we, this year with our hire business over the last 2 years, because that's been our feedback and our research and development to improve the machine. We're very proud, aren't we, of what we've achieved with the design.
It's good. In the time we've come an awful long way.
And essentially, like I say, anyone can use it. You know, we've had hire companies, we've had end users, we've had local people that want to use it because they see an opportunity to save a bit of money. It's very straightforward to use. It's got an ignition. It's got a throttle to set the speed. And the jaws vibrate. And you throw the material in, and it comes out at a nice size aggregate. So it's very straightforward and simple to use.
And it's quite therapeutic, just crushing for a day.